Okay. Should be live. We should be live. Things are popping up in chat. Alright. So we're back again working on our acrylic painting because it's Saturday. And that's what we're doing right now. Hope everybody had a good week so far. I kind of frantically cleaned my palettes this morning. Kinda, sorta. So I was like, oh shit, so I quick scraped them. You can tell they're clean from all the scrape marks, they're not as shiny. When we last left off working on this guy, we were working on the trees on the left side here. So that's where we are gonna pick up today. I'm just getting our paint colors sorted here. I'm not gonna mix everything yet. Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. I knew we were gonna have like little bits of the paint flake that's stuck popping up. Alright. So no stream avatars today because I tend to reuse the art live streams for speed paints for the YouTube channel. For those that just want the condensed version. Probably going to be a little bit hard to see this color going in at the moment. So last week we put the super dark shadow in on everybody. So that means today we're gonna work on getting these guys layered up. And filled out here. As best as we can. Well, that little bit of paint is stuck to that now. That lives there now. Apparently that dried from last week. Oh, that's showing up not too bad, probably because it's wet. So we have this grove of trees set back here. And then when you get to a good pause point,
What's up?
I think Momo was whining. But, shit, what the fuck was I saying? Oh yeah, so, we have this stand of trees. And then we've got another stand of trees over here. And then there's another set of trees that are kind of hanging out up and through here in front of these guys on this side. Like I saw him crawling back into his bed from the direction of where I was. So these guys are gonna be like pushed back once we start getting their friends layered in here. So hope everybody's having a good Saturday. We did start a little bit early today. But we've got some ground to cover. So I figured why not? Just getting some more paint situated here. There's Suzu, always showing up after Momo goes outside. You're okay, buddy. I was gonna sit at the door and like snort at it. He's weird though. Sometimes he doesn't want to go out. He just wants to know where Momo is or where Daddy is. And then we'll try to get him to go out. And then half the time he's like, no, I'm good. I'm like, then what was all the fussing for? Because it certainly didn't seem like you were good. Not with all that fussing. So we might be doing a gaming stream tonight with the husband. We might be streaming some Diablo tonight. Diablo 4, excuse me. We really like the changes that have come in this season. I don't know if it's just specific for this season, but so far it actually feels more like Diablo should. So far, to us. So we'll see. I don't know what class we're playing yet tonight. We have a druid barbarian combo that we're running together that we haven't streamed with. But we might start over with fresh characters on this season if we're going to stream it. Not set in stone that it's going to happen tonight. We're thinking about it. We might. Alright, so we've got that grove of trees looking pretty good there. Now I cleaned off 2 of these lids. Hopefully that will be enough for today. I hope so. Although that's not a bad problem to have, because that means we're getting through it and getting some progress going. Now I am watering down this paint that we're using just a bit for this that we're doing, because I wanted it to be a little bit more flowy and a little bit thinner. To suit our purposes here. Just having it real super dry and stiff really wasn't what I was looking for. Yeah, he showed up like 3 seconds after the door closed. But I wasn't sure if he was just upset that you were outside or if he was upset that Momo was outside. Oh, was he actually going?
Yeah. He wanted more outside time when I brought him in earlier.
Alright, so it's still a little dark on this layer of tree. On this shade. But that's okay, because you can see it starting to come up. And they are fluffing out and standing out here. You can already see these ones so much better than the dark green guys that are in front of the black. Apparently, our local high school is doing their high school graduation tonight. Kind of surprised that they're doing it tonight. Although we had 2 graduations at the one school I went to. We had to do it like in front of the school as like our test run. And then we had to do it for real, I think, that night. Or maybe it was the next night. I don't remember. All I remember is that they made us do it twice. It's not looking too shabby. So I have no idea what kind of loud celebrations are going to be going on tonight. Apparently our local high school baseball team won their state championship game the other night. It's like, this is a weird night to be doing this, isn't it? But then I was like, oh right, seniors on the team. So I guess it's not that weird. And I guess they made up the days that they missed from like the two snowstorms that we had, 'cause I didn't see anything about anybody bitching on the town Facebook pages about extended school year. I think they had to go to school. Someone had to go to school on a Saturday. I don't remember who. I don't remember if it was our town or then one of the close by towns, to make up missed days. So they weren't going into June. Which surprises me because we always went till like the middle of June, end of June. But we didn't start till after Labor Day. Like usually, like the day after Labor Day, they had us starting class schedules. So it always amazes me when they start school here in like the middle of August. I'm like, what are y'all doing? It's still summer. This just feels wrong. It's like we'll start to see tax-free weekend being advertised that they do around here for kids to get school supplies and stuff. Which always seemed strange. I don't think we got that back in Jersey, but I don't remember what got taxed in Jersey. Like, I don't think they taxed yarn, because that was, in theory, you could make clothing out of it. So I don't think they taxed that. But I can't remember. Pretty sure they taxed school supplies, because they had a teacher program. No. Schools could get tax exempt, I think, if they applied. But then the teachers had to purchase with a purchase order at the craft store that I worked at least. And we had a discount program, that's what it was, in-house, that the teachers could apply to get 10% off. It wasn't like a huge deal. But I guess like any little bit would help there. Especially if you're paying out of pocket, so I suppose. I don't know if Michael's does anything like that nowadays. This was quite a bit ago. Alright, those trees are definitely taking shape here. Coming to life a bit. Like, why did I put these two next to each other? That's weird. I thought I fucked up for a second, but I think I did that because there was a gap between them. Allergies are still ridiculous. And then the one cat this morning decided that he was going to be a dick and start digging at the window at one of the outside cats that was hanging around on our front porch. They're not our outside cats. I wouldn't put my cat outside here, if anywhere, but definitely not here. And so he started like digging at the one window, and they're like thin, they're like single pane glass, they're old windows, so then it was making this like very loud thumping noise, and I'm like, dude, I'd get up and chase him once, and then I had to go to the bathroom, and when I came back, the other one was sitting in front of the door. I had to chase that one. And then after I got back into bed, one of them started digging at the window again, and I'm like, no, we're not doing this. It is 5 o'clock in the morning, and I've been asleep for an hour and a half. We're not. And then they finally went about their business, and it wasn't because they were hungry, because I checked their food bowl, and they had food. He was just being a dick, as he tends to be. When it comes to our outside visitors. One practically lives on our porch overnight. We tried to let her come in to see if we could make her an inside cat, and she's like, no, I want new parts of this. And I was like, alright, well, okay, we're still not certain if she's gonna have kittens or not. If she does and we're able to get a hold of all of them, we're gonna have to call animal control. See if they will take them to the pound, because we certainly can't keep them. And I'm still not convinced she's not somebody else's outside cat. Because she goes somewhere during the day. I don't know where. She definitely goes somewhere. She's not here all day. Alright. So there's that one. Or that layer. Alright. Where were our other colors here? Wasabi. So then I believe we had some lime here. That we mixed into our foliage green. Question is, do I remember how many scoops of lime it was? Not fully. Not fully. We'll figure it out. It doesn't need to be super bright. In fact, that might be a little too bright. Let's get some water. This is a bit too thick here. Nope. A little bit more. Just a little bit. Okay, let's try that. All right. Starts looking a little too thick. It was looking a little too thick there. I was like leaving dots that I didn't want to. Now it's okay if this guy looks a little thin, because we're gonna shove him back a little bit further. With these other guys that are gonna come up around them. And I'm okay with it being a little bit thin, because then it's a little bit more transparent. And then the other colors underneath will show through a bit more. To my liking. Or at least that's the idea. Alright. You okay?
Mm-hmm.
Get this next guy worked in here. We got some birds in the bird feeder. Don't know if we have any cats paying attention though. Who needs a bird feeder live stream when we've got our own right here? We were thinking about trying to do that at one point. But the traffic is so loud here. Alright. So Stream Elements is here. Ko-fi-bot is here. Those guys are filling in there. Now these ones I might only do the straight line at the top. Because these guys are going to be kind of pushed to the back. Just mix in a little bit more. So we're getting a little low there. That looks about right. Shade wise. Alright, so what's everybody up to today? Hope you guys are doing alright. On this Saturday. See, that bit there was a little thick. Tell because it didn't really want to flow off of the brush very well. You don't think it's those cupcake papers, do you?
What?
That's why it's sticking? Because remember when I tried
to... it's fine now. It's cold.
Oh, okay.
I just had one.
So when I tried to do the brownies in it, it stuck to the sides.
No, once it cooled down, it was fine.
Okay. Husband made little mini vanilla wafer cherry cheesecakes. For him and my mom. I don't really like cheesecake. Just not really a fan. Never really was. Alright, we got those guys going in there. These guys seem a little bit darker, which is interesting, but just because this shade dried already on those. Also, one of the benefits of adding a little bit of water to this paint. This paint already has a pretty quick dry time to it, but when you add just that little bit of water to it, it really speeds up its dry time. Alright. I might have to mix a little bit more of this. Potentially. Well, I mean, I'll have to mix more to get the other trees, yeah, but I wonder if we can get these last two trees in without needing to get any more. We'll see. Although that might be a little bit thick down there. in the corner of our lid here, so probably won't be all that much of an issue. Now I'm down to like 2 videos on the flamingo gouache speed paint that I owe you guys. One's like an hour and 38 minutes and the other one is like 3 minutes, so we're getting there. Doesn't feel like it, but we're getting there. Does she need help? It sounds like she's in the kitchen. Or someone's in the kitchen. Alright. We might make it on this tree set. Maybe. Possibly, potentially. Oh yeah, no, we'll make it. All that in the corners, pretty thick. So that should be just fine. I spritzed them a little bit earlier.
Spritz 2.
The crabs.
Oh, okay.
Because it was down to like 69 or something.
Okay.
They need more water in that spritzer, and I didn't know which water it was.
Yeah, no problem.
You alright?
Mm-hmm.
Do we have to do pig laundry today?
Not necessarily today, but I can do it tonight.
Okay. If we don't get it tonight, it has to be done tomorrow. Ideally, we need like another 4 yards of fleece, but we also need some more U-Haul pads. It's probably looking at like $100 between the two. Kind of like doing these trees this way. I feel a little more messy and chaotic and tree-like. All of our Christmas trees and training in here. Alright, one more guy needs the combo treatment here. So if we end up streaming Diablo tonight, what class are you playing?
Well, were we gonna do necromancers?
I don't know. Are we? I've never played a necromancer.
Oh, we can give it a try.
I don't know if I'm gonna hate it.
We can always do something different next week if we have to.
Hmm. So are we gonna start out on tier 2 this time or tier 1?
I assume tier 1, just because we level pretty well early on, but we'll outstrip our gear.
Yeah. So those caches, when we open them from the Iron Wolves, is it level of stuff determined when you get the cache or when you open the cache?
Some of it I'm not entirely sure. Some of it appears to be determined by your level, but some of it appears to just allow you to wear it whenever, but has a level according to the max that it would give or something. Like the Sacred Uniques, they've given us stuff that's like a couple hundred item level higher than what we normally get. That said, we'd have to wait and not take them in order to find out.
Well, like, I didn't know if we should take them and then just not open them right away, or if
or just wait till we get to tier 3.
Leave them sit there. Because I've got a super awesome chest piece right now on my druid, but it's like level 25. And we're level like 55 or something. And
well, what's the item level is really the question. But yeah, no, we might be better off waiting. We can try that if you want.
No, I was just kind of thinking about that, and I wasn't sure if there was a better strategy for that, or nah, just take it when it shows up.
We can hold off, see what happens.
Yeah, no, I was just curious. So you prowl around forums and stuff a lot more than I do, so I didn't know if you had seen anything in your travels recently through the interwebbies. Alright, so I'm gonna get a little bit of our lime here. In a state that I want it to be in. And then we'll start to get this highlight in on the tops of these guys. I'm not gonna take it down too far on these ones. That might be too thin. Let's see. There's a little sun peeking through there. what's everybody up to today? What you doing? Have any plans for this weekend? Doing anything fun later? Alright, so I'm just kind of putting this in a couple of spots here and there. And if it shows through, it shows through. I don't think the bottom's going to show through so much. At least on these guys in the middle.
Okay, so supposedly you get the same items regardless of when you open them.
Yeah, but I didn't know if their level would be higher.
They're the exact same. So you can use it, but it might be a much higher level than what you can do normally.
I don't understand.
Okay, normally you can only get like a certain item level at a certain level. So, completely bullshit made up example. At like level 10, you can only get an item level of 100. Whatever you open the cache in the cache, it's the same thing every time with the same item level.
So if we get something at level 15,
if you wait to level up, there's no effect on what you get.
I'm not saying it would be a different item. I just didn't know if the item level...
it has zero effect. It is the exact same item.
So it would still be a level 25 chest if I'm level 50 and I open it.
Yes.
So I might as well just open it when I get it. Okay.
That's what I've been finding.
Sorry, I wasn't quite there with you. For those that are new here, I process things a little bit slower. And need to be handheld through explanations on some things. Today my mom was listening to something, I don't know what. Somebody that was popular when she was growing up, I guess. Or maybe in her 20s or 30s. And she's like, "Oh, do you remember this guy?" And I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Do you remember this guy?" I was like, "Mom, no. When was this from?" She's like, "Well, he was really popular. I wasn't sure how far back he went." I'm like, "Mom, you mean how far forward he went? Because going back further would be even less possibility of me remembering them." I was like, "How old do you think I am, Mom?" No. I have no idea who this is. Number one. Number two, this is not my genre. At all. I wasn't sure if I was misunderstanding her or if she was the one confused. I don't know. So these guys are gonna have some more friends kind of hanging out here with them. So we don't need to take that all the way down. Thank you, loud motorcycle. Your presence has been noted. have this habit of when I try to do like thin lines of like hooking the end of the brush, especially when I'm going this way. So I have all these little like hooks on the and upturns. Really gotta stop doing that. I probably never will. I'm kind of giving this guy a little bit more highlight leeway here. I don't know if I'm going to take it all the way down on this guy. We could. That felt a little too liquidy. I mean, he is separated a little bit. So I haven't decided what we're going to do when we're done this one. I haven't quite gotten that far yet. And there's a chance we could work on my other one that I've got in progress. Or we could, like I keep saying we're going to do a Happy Trees gouache. Gonna get just a little bit more of our lime here. Just so we get a little bit more of our mixture. Alright, now let's see, where are we? We've got two more trees to highlight here. We are here. I know we've just been kind of slow poking along through this guy, but you know, sometimes that's just what you need to do. Oh, that was a little bright and a little thick too. Oh dear. That was a little heavy-handed there. Oops, the doodles. Alright, so if I do a little bit more, it's probably going to be on... Well, I mean, we can take it over to that side, and if the other one happens to cover it up, then it happens to cover it up. Alright. All of our crooked trees here. That's okay. It can be a little crooked and wonky, that's fine. So, okay. We could also do a doodle next, too. We can do something a little bit more chaotic. Potentially. Or we could pop out our stencils. And if I can find the wood burner, could do something with that too. Alright. So I got a little carried away on that one. That's alright. Okay. And that layer's in. Okay. Get some of our hunter green here. Are we even in focus? I can't tell. I think we're in focus. The light's a little bright.
You're reasonably in focus.
Right, am I a little too washed out?
I can't tell you that one. That's beyond my visual terms.
Alright, let's... The one side looked a little too bright. Let's see, oh, that was a lot. That was all sorts of a lot. Okay. What am I stuck on? There we go. So, got to charge my headphones again. As I do. Alright, just getting some of our hunter green for our next tree layer here. Alrighty, let's dive back in. So it was our black hunter green layer, and then it's our hunter green layer. And then we'll have a foliage and hunter green good time. this one's probably going to be a little bit harder to see, like this layer. Maybe. Although some of these layers I've had a harder time seeing. They've been showing up pretty good on the camera. So I guess we'll see. As long as you guys can figure it out without too much fussing, I will cope. I can see where my wet paint is glaring. That's not too much paint on there. Now, I guess this guy we'll bring in next. That one's gonna be like final layer. And then we'll get this guy. I'm just kind of working on figuring out where he's overlapping. Like, I don't want to totally lose the other tree next to it, but I do want to push it back a little bit. And then this guy will sit in front of everybody. So this color's pretty transparent. So I can kind of see him. Alright, and we've got this guy hanging out back here. Might seem a little messy here for the time being. But I do want to try to push these other trees back further. That is the goal. have to mix a little bit more of our green here. Or water down a little bit more of it. So I don't think we have quite enough. To get through all of our remaining tree friends here. Let's see, this guy might be a little too thick. I don't know. I don't know. Guess it depends on how transparent it looks as we are dropping in on top of our other friends here. A little too much on that one side there. Sorry, that tap is the canvas hitting the desk when I'm leaning on it. Okay, so we've got those guys in there. All right. Next guy. Now, I'm not trying to make the other tree completely disappear. So it would have been pointless to put it in to begin with, but I do want to try to push that one further back. Just a bit. And we'll get there as we get the other color layers added in here. Just gonna take a little bit of time. You know what, I think the next project we do, we'll do a doodle, a little more chaotic. I need to test my one set of pens first. I don't know how waterproof they are. So I don't know if it's a situation of color first, then pen, or if I'm gonna need to do, or if I can do pen first and then color later. All right. And we've only got 2 more needle felt follow-alongs in the current Bob Ross season that we're following along with. So then, when we're done with that, we have to figure out what we're gonna do there. That I don't know yet. I've got a few reference photos we could work on. I've got one that I started, just didn't really get anywhere with, so I might start it over. That is a possibility. But we'll figure that out when we get there. So, I mean, we're sort of pushing the other tree back a bit. Sort of. I think it'll get pushed back a bit better once we get our other colors put in here. This is a tough color with how dark everything else is in here. Now this color we had not added in yet. Alright, the other guys are drying pretty good there. A little more water. So I got this guy. If I can keep my arm out of everything. Hopefully. This was a little bit thicker here. Yep. And it seems like everybody's cutting their grass now. Hope our neighbor is not cutting hers. Because she really shouldn't be. And I didn't think our grass was that long. At the moment. Somebody near us is doing it though. They've got us in chance of thunderstorms for over half the next week towards the end of it. I'm like, really? Like, that's not what I want to see. I mean, we didn't have any plans anyway. My mom used to be real big into doing Memorial Day barbecues or Memorial Weekend barbecues and stuff, and I'm just like, eh. Ow. It's a lot of work. To be perfectly honest, I think I'd rather just have a Memorial Day pizza. The mother-in-law has gone back to travel with her sister, or to hang out with her sister, one of them, because she took the RV up to New Hampshire, because she was up there dealing with some family issue. And I don't know if that ever sorted. But that's where her one sister is that she's traveling with, so she went back up there. She left here on Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday. So the house has definitely been a lot quieter. I don't hear her phone while she's watching videos on it with her across the house with the volume turned up, and while I'm in the kitchen. Although there were times I had my headphones on in our room and I could hear something underneath of it, and I'm like, what the fuck is the noise? And it would be something that she was watching, so that was always a what the hell is happening moment. Always a little unsettling, so I'm like, what am I hearing? Alright, that guy is gonna be in front. I kinda just wanna fill him in now. Maybe if we do his color last. As we go here. We can still set him in front. Okay. All right, so we can grab our next color here. And next color is going to be some of our foliage here. I hear a puppy.
No, he just went out for one.
Did he potty?
Yes. I'll take you out later. Go.
It's not time yet, Mose.
Gotta give me a little time to rest.
It hasn't been that long, buddy. I promise, it really hasn't. Okay, so just mix in some of our... Was it a mix? I feel like it was. I feel like we did... I can't remember. I feel like we did a mix of foliage and the hunter green to lighten it up a bit. So we had a like a mid-range color before we slapped on. Am I wrong? See, this is the dangers of me cleaning the palettes. Because then I don't remember what the heck I had just mixed together. I mean, that's definitely a lighter color. Certainly. So we go one more. No, it's probably good. I just have to get it to the right consistency now. Alright, let's see what this looks like. Well, regardless, if I didn't do this on the last one, these trees are gonna get that treatment. That is not quite thin enough here. And that might be. Alright, let's try. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. Alright, so we'll get this next shade kind of worked in here. So they had just redid the football fields at the high school within the past few months. And then the school put out a statement. They're like, if you're planning on walking on the football field at all, please do not wear any kind of pointy-heeled shoe. No stilettos, no high heels. Because they don't want their grass destroyed. They're like, flats and wedges are fine. Those aren't gonna indent and damage anything. Alright. Next step is gonna be this guy here. Alright. Just want to be careful. Don't get a little too much pressure going on. Don't want these branches too thick. And they need to be, you know, thick enough, but we certainly don't need them super, super thick. Okay, so you can kind of see these guys starting to look a bit more tree-like here. And these ones are pushing the other guys back, so that's good. You never know. It sounds good, but when it actually comes time to start putting it together, it doesn't always fall out of the head the way you want it to. And sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes it's just a colossal fail. I'm not sure where I stand yet on this guy. On the whole, like overall. Don't know. Haven't quite figured that out yet. We will we'll see how this is gonna go. This paint feels a little sticky. It's not, but it kind of feels like it. The way it's moving around on our plate here. Okay, so we got those three filled in. And we're still looking pretty decent. Work on getting this next part in. Anybody new here? You will hear the husband typing in the background. We are in the same room. We don't have room to be in separate areas. And my microphone loves his keyboard, so his microphone doesn't pick up mine as badly. But that is him typing in the background. And we live on the main road through our town, so there will be traffic noise as well. Not a whole lot I can do about that. This house isn't very soundproof. And I don't want to invest in the little foamy squares because I'm not sure if it's going to help in this instance. And the walls are textured and they're like a plaster in the room we're in. And I'm not so sure they're going to stick anyhow. So I don't want to go through the trouble and nightmare of doing all that. Plus we have a high ceiling, so I don't want to go through all that for it to not work. Sort of situation. Okay, next guy in line here. They're coming together pretty good here. We're getting the other trees pushed back, which is what we were looking for. So far, so good. It does take a little bit longer to do our layers of colors. So we're not gonna finish today. We're not. I can tell you that right now. Because we still have another few trees to put in front of our pine tree friends here. And I still have like 2 to 3 colors to put in on these guys. Then there's like another set of trees that's going in front of these guys. And then we have to do the water. It's not, I don't think it's a whole lot of tree going in front of these guys, but it is a little bit. There's a couple ones that we have to work in there. For a second I thought I was on the wrong tree. I was like, wait a minute. Where are we? Where are we? Alright. Okay. These guys are slowly getting more visible. That's good. That is very helpful, especially as they are drying here. Speaking of pizza, we might do pizza tomorrow. Just maybe. Okay. So yes, this is definitely helping, and you can see where our shadows are coming in along the bottom. The sun's not quite reaching that far. So that's making a bit more sense now. Sometimes it's hard to just, you know, go with it, and it's like, oh, I don't know about this. And you start second guessing yourself. But so far we are doing pretty good. We can just be peeking out back there. So that's fine. So our colors will start to make a better appearance as we go. And we start to get the lighter shades worked in. Our branches will start to be a bit more visible. All right. 2 more. Still need this shade treatment. So what's everybody's favorite art medium? Or what's a medium? How about we go with this? What's a medium that you want to try, but you're really nervous about trying it? You're just so afraid to even touch it. I do a little bit of wood burning here and there. It's very few and far between, but it scares me because I'm very fumble-handed. But I've seen stuff that other people do, and I'm like, oh, I want to do that. Quilting's not something I could ever do. I want to try embroidery, just haven't gotten around to it yet. I know I'm gonna suck at it, but I would like to try it at some point eventually. We've tried the oil painting. It's okay. It's a lot of mediums though. And it is a lot to clean up, because you have to clean it up carefully and very specifically so you don't have anything burst into flames as it's drying. Because some of the mediums and oils produce heat as they're drying. So that can be a little intimidating. I've tried chalk pastel. It's very messy. I've touched oil pastel once or twice many years ago. That is also very messy, but it does intimidate me a bit. I don't know why, but it does. Knitting and crochet intimidate me because I can't, for the life of me, keep track of what I'm doing, and I'm just in awe of people that can have like a full blast animated conversation with people and not lose their place and not fuck it up, and I'm like, how? Shit. Well, that just happened. Nope, we're good. See, I'm fumble-handed. That's okay, we got it while it was still wet. Like, I can barely do, like, the simplest of stitch, let alone follow a pattern to make something. Oh no. I'm gonna get so frustrated. Not really dabbled with markers. Not like the alcohol markers, not really. I've done a little bit of mosaic. That's kind of fun. I would like to try stained glass. That sounds fun. A little intimidating. Definitely would have to figure out how all that works, because I think you might need a soldering iron. Which I don't have. Oh, you know what also looks really super fun, but I would never do because I am totally fumble-handed? They've got the little tiny, like I've seen people make little creatures and little like knicky-knackies out of glass rods, kind of like a smaller version of glass blowing. That looks super fun. Very intimidating for me. We would have so many mini flamingos. That's for sure. Okay. We're getting there. Alright. Rinse the brushy. Wipe it off, just make sure we're not getting too much paint buildup happening there. Really gotta remember to get those headphones charged. It's one bad thing about the wireless ones and my bad memory. You know when I remember? Like a half an hour before I go live and they need like 3 hours to fully charge, and I'm like, I struck again. Alright. Now, let's see if we can all the paint kind of feels not sticky, but not really gloppy either. I don't know. Probably just because it's drying. Okay. Oh, need to stretch. Okay. So this is gonna be our straight foliage green without anything mixed into it. As best as we can. That guy worked into here. Probably gonna have to mix some more. Well, no, well, yeah, we're gonna need more of this color out. I probably should have just put some fresh out on the plate here. But I also wanted to use up what we had. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. We did turn up the mic a bit. So hopefully that's been an improvement. All right. Okay. If I can get this little lumpy bit off of there, that would be, there we go. So that would be super great. Don't want to overlap that tree too much because they aren't really next to each other. So I have to be mindful of that. A little bit more. Okay. So then this guy is next. Okay. So yeah, we might Diablo tonight. I'm not certain. Kinda depends on how things go around here after dinner and how the husband's feeling, anxiety wise and stuff. So now you'll find out why I'm not done video editing yet, because we started playing something together. So I did get like about an hour's worth of editing done last night, but damn, I'm tired. Alright. So we were up kind of late. I think we went to bed around 12:31. It's probably closer to 1. And then I didn't fall asleep till almost 2:30. And then Peabot the dick woke me up clawing at the window. Because he saw the other cat on the porch. Alright. So we're getting all these guys worked into here. Maybe we did add a shade here. I don't know. It's fine. It's okay. These trees can look a little different. Let's give them a little bit more personality, I guess. So that's fine. Alright, where are we? We're on this guy. So I don't move fast enough to do all of the shades on each tree as we go, 'cause then they're all gonna dry out on my palette before I can get everybody in. So that's why I'm kind of working one color at a time here. Okay. Our forest is coming in pretty good here, I think. We're getting there. Have to stop every so often and look up at the camera and see where we're at. Just so we don't tunnel too hard on it, you know? But so far, we're not doing too bad. Alright, this guy's next. And I'm a bit watered down. We're using just craft paint. You know, just like the cheapy little craft paint bottles. So like you can either get, you know, like the apple barrel, the folk art, the Americana, those guys. So this is somewhat budget friendly, depending on how many paints you buy, but like apple barrel at Walmart's like 50 cents, I think, the last time I looked at the price, which was a few months ago. I don't know what it's at right now. And folk art and Americana, and even the Delta Ceramcoat, those are usually under $2 a bottle. You can do the artist tube paints if you want. I've always just preferred these guys. Not really sure why I've always preferred these, but these also dry pretty matte. I mean, they're a little transparent, but they dry matte. They don't dry shiny like the a lot of the artist tube paints do. I know some of like the artist grade paints, there's like specific ones now that are like super matte or something, and they probably have more like 1 to 2 coat coverage, probably, depending on the shade. But if you're on a tight budget or you don't want to spend a lot to play around, these aren't a bad testing out alternative. And this is just, you know, a standard canvas. Thank you, P-Butt, for knocking everything everywhere. Gotta get our fluff hung up on our wall from last week so we can figure out what colors we have to work with tomorrow when we're doing our planning sketch. Then I can see if we need to fluff any more colors here. Don't know if we do. I think we might be okay for well, I mean, we're not gonna use any fluff tomorrow anyway. Tomorrow's a planning stream, but I think we'll be okay. Potentially. I didn't get all the colors switched over to the larger bags yet. I'd been working on that when I was switching the fluff wall location, and it was gonna take a while, so I was like, it's gonna be weeks before I'm done this. And I was falling behind on other projects, so all right. 2 more trees to go in this color. Apparently they are putting in the ability in Coral Island to do mermaid romance, and they're adding in the wedding spot for the merfolk in the next update. The 1 point, is it the 1.1 or is it? Yeah, I guess it is the 1.1 update. I don't know if it's hit their beta testing stage yet. And I don't think I've seen a date for when they're expecting it to come in either. Like, I'm okay with it. With finding out later. 'Cause we're still slowly working our way through what we have available at the moment. So I think they're gonna unlock Town Rank S. And then you're gonna be able to work on adding some new things in, like getting the hot air balloon functional and those kinds of things. So it should be interesting. And you'll be able to do underwater farming and all that stuff, so oh, that was a little too much paint on there. Alright, so getting this guy. Then we've got just one more that needs this shade. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Alright. Get this guy. We're almost done him with this color. Getting down near the bottom. I'm trying not to cover up all of our other colors here. Which can be difficult. You have to remind yourself to leave some gaps. And one last guy here. Oh, did I do that wrong? Is it that one that was supposed to be in front? It might have been. I might have messed that up. You know what? It's okay. Plans change. Yeah, that taller guy was supposed to be the front one now. Oh, dang. Alright. Well, we can still do something with that. That's okay. So doing it this way, we can still totally come back and fix that guy up. For sure. Okay. Sorry, creaky chair is creaky. Alright. Cleaning our brush here. Alright, now. We need some more of our foliage. And I think we might have enough lime to work with here. Alright, so I'm going to scoop up some of our lime. Get that to a consistency where we are happy with that shade. So we've got 1 scoop of lime down. We're going to grab 1 scoop of our foliage here. Scoop 2. And definitely some more water here. And on these plastic lids that we're using, these clean up pretty good with this paint. Haven't had too much trouble with it. If it's thick enough, it'll peel right off. And when it's thin enough, a little bit of water, paper towel, or like a toothpick or something will scrape right up. Okay, let's see. Start to get this worked into here. As we are trucking on. Okay. So we are on our second to last color pass on these guys. Now, am I doing too many color passes? Maybe. Maybe, but I'm feeling okay with where we're sitting color-wise, so that's really all that matters to me. Are you cooking something?
Mm-hmm.
Are you watching it?
Yeah, I got time, girl.
The oven still smells like baked potatoes.
I'm cooking french fries, so that might not be helping.
Huh?
Cooking french fries might not be helping.
What are you having with french fries?
Nothing, I'm just having some french fries.
Hmm. Did I need to make you dinner tonight?
Nope.
Do you know what you're gonna do yet?
Nope. I'll figure it out.
Alright. Are you okay with pizza tomorrow?
Sure.
Alright. So these trees are slightly different than the other ones, and that's fine. They don't have to be the exact same. These guys are also a little bit smaller. And back in here, these guys' branches are kind of a little more crazy all over. So, hoping that we can fix that foobar. We're gonna try. I don't think it's too badly foobarred. It was just the one getting pushed in front of the other one that like the wrong one got pushed forward because I wasn't paying attention. But so far, so good here. Hey, it started to get warm again. We were a little chilly for a couple of days. Like it was getting down into the 60s. at night there for a few days, which was kind of interesting and unexpected. But now we are getting back up into our summer temperatures. It's just about 80 today at the moment. Providing Windows 11's not lying to me. Which you never know. Alright, where'd we go? Here, I think. Perhaps. Yeah, that looks about right. That looks about right. So we have one more color layer to go after this one, which is our highlighty layer. We gotta figure out what we're gonna put on our Planet Zoo wheel when we run out of exhibit animals. Because we're quickly approaching that. I don't have that many left. Friends next to you kind of dried already, so work on getting you popped into here. Just a bit. I'm not sure how far the husband is on his pass on the speed felt edit that he's working on. He couldn't remember which live stream he just finished going through. But then after he's done with it, then I get it. And I have to put the title cards and end cards in. And figure out if I have enough audio that's suitable. And then take a peek at the YouTube library. I try to do that every month because it seems like they'll have some new stuff pop up monthly, just to see if anything looks usable for me. Okay. Alright, so I don't know what time we'll be coming back, or we might be coming back later to try to do some Diablo. It kind of depends on when we get everything else sorted. It might not be till about 8 o'clock tonight. Does that sound okay to you? 8 o'clock tonight sound okay?
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Could be a few minutes earlier, but probably closer to 8 p.m. Central tonight for that. That should give us enough time to get us sorted and doggos sorted. And I'm gonna try to get the dishes done. So we've got one more tree after this guy. We're not doing too bad. This was quite a few trees over here to get through. Sounds like a cat's getting into trouble. I keep hearing a plastic bag shuffling, and I don't know where they got it from. It's either that or one of the cats is trying to scrunch up the puppy pad. Because they offend Ed something terrible. I keep coming out into the room that those are in, and they'll be scrunched up in a ball. I thought that was a dried piece of, or a messed up paint stroke on there. That was a fleck of dried paint that wasn't actually attached. Come on. That little bit was being a little extra fussy. All right. Oh, itchy nose. Itchy everything, really. A little bit more water. It should be okay to get this tree popped into place here. You okay?
Mm-hmm.
You were making not okay noises.
Not
So.
more.
Right. Right. Get these all popped into here. Well, we're getting closer. We just have to do our highlighting pass now. And then we'll be able to move on to the next bit here. Stretch out the hand there for a second. Alright, so let's stretch. And listen to the motorcycle. It's being loud as can be. Absolutely. Okay. So we'll get a bit more water here. That shade just melted away. Well, it didn't like melt away, it's in my brush now. Please get out of my brush. There we go. Alright, so we're going to take some more of our lime. And we're going to get that down into a bit of a more usable state here. Okay. come in here and kind of try to highlight our guy here. As best as we can. I'm gonna probably take these highlights down a little bit further. So we can see these guys a bit better. This one still looks like it wants to sit in front. Was it supposed to? I really felt like that taller one in the back was supposed to be closer to the front here. So we're going to try to use our strokes to get this guy brought forward now. Completely forgot I had a tree back there that I was trying not to completely hide. He kind of got swallowed up back there. He's kind of peeking through. Kind of, sort of. Okay. So they kind of just are becoming like a wall of tree in here. And it's not really what I was going for, but at the same time, kind of what we were going through for. Need a little bit more water. A little bit more lime and goodness here. So I still have a few guys to get through. Oh, starting to feel a little thick. But our light is hitting tops of all these guys in here. But we're not really going for super realistic here either. Like if we were trying to go super realistic, we wouldn't have lines in our sky, right? Okay. We're getting there. Slowly. Ever so slowly. Alright. See what we can do with this guy. Did you turn the oven off?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. this is exciting. We're almost done this section here. Almost. Got like one more of these trees. To go here. Alright, so we just have this big guy here. And then I need to take a look at our reference photo here. There's been a lot of motorcycles today. Like a surprising amount. But as long as they don't have their radios up too loud, we're good. See, I don't want to accidentally have any issues. And the potential issue wasn't even me. You okay? Excuse me. Sorry about that. Like I said, allergies. Alrighty. Okay. So we got those guys all in there. I'll rinse-y the brushy. I'll wipe him out real good. Okay. Now, I need to look at our reference photo here. Okay, so we've got some other trees that are kind of sitting down in here. Oof. So we need a dark brown. Oh, click. Okay, let's go with bark brown. if I actually have any black left in here. It feels pretty empty. Oh, we got a little bit out. Just a little bit of water. 1 scoop of brown. Oh, trying to get a scoop of black. Now the black is probably gonna way override the brown here. For something that says bark brown, it's awfully light. Like a lot of these browns in this line of paint feel very like milk chocolate and not like a very dark brown. Sorry, we need not a large amount, but I do need a good amount here. And that's not very much. Like the shade's good. Shade's pretty good. Just now we need it a little bit thinner here. Alright, let's say just a little bit more. Like it looks a little gray. I think we're okay. Alright. So we've got, where are they sitting? Like we don't have to have these seem bit here. Pretty thick though. It's not flowing like I would like it to. So we're gonna kind of get this guy worked into here. Time is okay. Sitting here mixing colors like we got all the time in the world. Alright. So we're gonna work on getting this guy popped into here. There's part of him. And then have like another bit kinda in here. That we're gonna take up to about there-ish. And I've left out one of the background trees that was slightly over here. There's a lot of tree trunks going on, so I kind of missed him. And this guy's got a couple more branchy friends. Coming off of him. Alright. I'm just gonna kind of work those guys into there. Alright, and we should have another branchy guy here. Or, you know, do your branches however you're feeling. Okay. And then we've got another branchy guy. Kind of coming off this way. Alright, and then let's see. Can get another guy. Kind of coming into here. Now, I'm probably not going to do as many trees on this front bank as is in the reference image. Mostly because I don't really think I need them. Like, not really. So it's probably going to be a little bit see-through here. And part of this. Alright, and then let's see, we'll have a branchy boo coming down there. I think we're gonna have to do some more grass touch-ups. Potentially here. Okay. Now I am gonna just rinse out our brush real quick there, but I'm gonna come back in with some of this brown. Just to see where we're at. If I can lighten this up just a little bit now, like if this will even be seen on it. I'm not sure it will be. Just to kind of keep going with our motif, kind of sorta with our lines here. I don't know if we'll be able to really make much of it out, but we are gonna have leaves and stuff coming off of these guys, so this might not really matter. Kind of, sorta. Like, I can just barely see it, so I really don't know. Oh, that was a fuck up. I don't know how much of this is or isn't getting picked up. Doesn't really seem like much of it is, and that's okay. We know it's there. Right? I don't know if I'm gonna add another brown to this guy. I mean, we could. Is a possibility. Question is, do I have a brown? Like, I have a light brown, but it might be too light at this point. Like, maybe if we mix it into our bark brown here. Kind of taking on a sienna color, huh? Because I'll tell you, that moccasin on its next to the bark brown is very orange. Like, very orange. Now I know what this paint feels like. It feels like syrup. I don't know what's going on today. Some of these colors feel syrupy. Well, that's certainly lighter. Hopefully it's not going to be too light now. Hopefully. It'll probably dry just as dark. And all this fretting over it being too bright. Probably not even gonna matter. I really can't see that other brown that we put on there at all. Is this one showing up at all? Yeah, a little. Very difficult to tell though. You know what? It's fine. So it'll be okay. Like, we know it's there. It's kind of showing up in person a bit better than the cameras. I'm grabbing it here. But that's alright, because we'll get our leaves in on these guys. Next time. And these guys are a bit more folly colored. They're a little bit more like rust and some yellowy things happening in here. We might actually finish next week. Maybe. Depends on what time we start. But I think that puts us in a good spot for right now. So I think we'll pause there because I don't want to have to take the time to dig the colors out and then be like, oh, well, it's time to go. So we might as well just pause it there. So I thank you guys for hanging out with me this afternoon. We're getting somewhere. We're getting places with this guy. Maybe one more week. We'll see. I don't think it's gonna quite be two. I don't think it's gonna take us quite that long to put the leaves on these guys. I doubt it. But we'll see. We'll see. So don't forget to follow the socially links down below. We've got links to the Ko-fi, the Instagram, the X Twitter, and the YouTube channel. We're gonna try to come back later tonight for Diablo. Not set in stone, but we'll try. Maybe around 8 p.m. Central. We'll also be back tomorrow afternoon to do our planning sketch for our next Bob Ross needle felt along. We'll be working on excuse me, episode 12 of season 3. And yeah, so you guys enjoy the rest of your afternoon and enjoy your weekend if I don't see you later tonight. And until next time, everybody, have a good one.